So people might have noticed lately, I've been going a little bit over crazy with One Punch Man, and I caught up to the manga. I absolutely loved it, and I definitely want to talk about the latest chapter in all of them because holy shit, did Garou just absolutely destroy my man Metal Bat. So I'm going to talk mainly as like all of chapter 56 as a whole. People might be thinking, oh no, it's actually chapter like 86 or something. No, to confirm that it's like, because some people like mix in like the small little kind of chapters. Since it's like a web comic and he updates it and he's just like releases the chapter a bit at a time. People may have reminded it's like with Akame got killed that once with a chapter where it released half the chapter and then it was like, oh, next month we'll just release the next chapter. It'd be fun. And honestly, this is the most shocking surprise to see that out of all the S classes and all that, to see that he's dealing with a dragon level just sort of type monster like this, like, even though he's having a bit of difficulty and there was a slight assistance, I say slight, from like Metal Knight, which really didn't do anything at all to deal with that. Like, it's honestly just been entirely up to him to like take care of all of this shit. And I mean, I ain't gonna lie, when we saw like those monsters chasing like after like Metal Bat's people, it was like that giant rhino and stuff. Honestly, I thought that was like Bebop and Rocksteady from like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles just there, and they're like, yo, you ain't get away, like heroes. And like throughout all of this, honestly, it's like I've actually read a bit of the webcomics, so I'm not going to say like, oh my god, I thought Metal Bat had a chance, but honestly, he was fucking giving Garou a bit of a thrashing, like, even still, like, it makes me wonder, like, honestly, if he did, like, actually, like, not be at, like, full damage, if he actually didn't take any damage first from the dragon, like, level, like, monster, it makes me wonder, could he actually got an actual hit on Garou, or because, like, he was fucking hitting him, and he was, like, he was going in, and it's, like, even when he tried to deal with this motherfucker Garou, and the dragon's on, he's like, yo, I'm trying to deal with this shit, and he's like, yo, this isn't the not my imagination, the more damage this guy takes and all that, rather than succumbing to him, he's gaining more and more physical strength, so he's pretty much like a Saiyan at the most part. The more damage he takes, the more thrashings he gets, he's even more powerful than that, and it's like, I really like when, like, just Garou, just like, he's like, oh, I'm gonna play with you a bit, he fucking hits the ground so hard, that he hits the fucking, like, pipe, and he just, like, grabs it, and just throws it, like, the fucking sewer lid, and he's just like, and he fucking hits it back with the bat, and it was just like, he barely catches it, like, in his hand, like, crushing it, and I'm like, this is why Garou is a fucking badass. Like, a lot of people have been wondering, like, oh, he took down Tank Top Master, ain't nothing, he's just, he's like one of the weaker, like, S classes out there, and it's like, honestly, when they were just doing the air hockey, just bashing this thing around, and even, like, rugby tackling the fucker right down and all that, and he's like, you know what, fuck you, like that, don't get yourself beaten up, right, and, like, honestly, like, I know it's an obvious thing if you have been reading One Punch Man, but fucking up, you saw Garou, like, and his eyes just went and all that, and the teeth, and he's like, right, back at you, piece of shit, I'm gonna beat that out of you with that fucked up willpower, and he was even though he was just, like, trying to hit him and he barely got anything, he's like, oh, I'm gonna use my killer move, Fighting Spirit, Savage Tornado, and he was just spinning around, like, in a circle, and he's like, you call that a move? And Garou just basically just using the style, just gently moving his hands across like that, and absolutely took out Melbat, which is a shame. Melbat's one of my favorites, honestly, and I'm like, see him taken down and all that. It's like, if this guy was actually, like, if one of those, like, hits actually landed on me, I would have been in trouble, because you saw, like, his hands are, like, fucking shaking, even just, like, taking sort of, like, just the pressure of those moves, and I'm like, honestly, you know what, because one of the more reasons I want to talk about that is recently, like, the actual mangaka himself, Murata, has said that he really wants to try harder, and actually that this was, like, not even the chapter that I was supposed to be expected to come out, and that he's even going to do more when it comes out on the 24th, so look forward to that, actually, when that comes out on the 24th on Christmas Eve. Honestly, like, if I haven't got any plans, I would talk about that, and honestly, if this does really well, then I will consider about doing the One Punch Man manga. I really do enjoy this series a lot, and I definitely did want to talk about the anime, manga as well. Like, honestly, I might just do that just for the shits of it, because I just really want to talk about it. The only thing that kind of annoys me with talking about this series is that I hate that the chapters are split up into, like, little parts and stuff like that. Like, they're into, like, 3 or 4 parts. So, like, that kind of annoys me, because it's like, I want a full kind of chapter just to be out there, and honestly, I would be fine if it was monthly. I'd be fine, even though it's kind of bi-monthly to a week. Like, it's very weird sometimes how much, like, how frequent the chapters come out. We'll honestly have to wait and see. But honestly, this was a great ass chapter. If I'm, like, giving all of, like, the entire stuff of chapter 56, like, although we still haven't really seen the conclusion of this monster right now at the dragon level. Honestly, the fight between Garou and Metal Bat, I kind of wish it was a little bit longer, like, since it was just pretty much just, like, going left and right swinging, and honestly, it was awesome. And I think, like, maybe if Metal Bat wasn't beaten up a bit too much, although he was getting stronger, maybe if he was, like, a little bit more prepared, I'd say, then, I don't know, maybe he might have had, like, not, I don't want to say a chance because Garou was just literally out of his league, but I'd like to say he would have got a nice, good hit in there. But honestly, Metal Bat's one of my favorite S-classes. I was like, I wish he got a little bit more, but honestly, that art was fucking incredible, and I'd probably get this one an 8 out of 10. Looking forward to more One Punch Man in the future, but that is all for me. I was thank you much for watching. As always, let me know what you think. Do you think I should continue doing the manga? What do you guys think? Because we've only got 1 week left of the anime, and I am getting very upset about that every time I think about that. But we'll just have to wait and see. I'll see you guys, though, next time.